I mean, kudos to you, man. It's just like, and I don't know, it's so weird, every once in a while in life you find people like you that have the foresight, I don't know, you obviously couldn't have seen what's happening now happen when you first started this thing. You just did it because it's a great product to begin with, and cars should have it, period. But then this happens, and it's like, wow, thank God for people like you that has a solution to a big problem.
It's a little overwhelming, but yes.
Yeah.
So there is one guy that did kind of predict it, and I would encourage your audience to look up on YouTube what Bill Gates is afraid of.
Wasn't that weird, that TED Talk? Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, this is more recent. And since that TED Talk, he's done quite a few of these. And
he brought out a big drum. Was that the one?
That was one that we shared with you. But what Bill Gates is afraid of, and he reviews the loss of life from antimicrobial infestation. That's pretty staggering, and he predicted one pretty spot on.
Yeah,
I guess he's fairly bright. So some interesting facts from that. Loss of life, World War I, 25 million. And fast forward to World War II, 65 million. But in 1918, between those two wars, 50 million perished from the Spanish flu.
Right.
And that is not unlike what we have now. We have better medicine, although much of it is becoming ineffective against various viruses, which is a whole nother conversation, because I'm your age at least. Right. And do you ever remember a new virus?
No.
No, I mean, we had Legionnaires, right? We had Legionnaire's disease.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But now, every 6-7 months, there's something that in 2020 we have no remedy for. Right. And that's because they are able to adapt. And antibiotic overuse and a lot of that is accurate. And they're organisms, so they adapt. And that's challenging. But because of the poisons that we typically use to kill germs, one thing you can never become accustomed to is a spike through the head. And that's essentially the difference. It's a physical kill as opposed to a poisonous kill that is the final step of our product. But the Spanish flu was very wicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you're not old enough to go through that, so don't stop saying how old you are. So and I, we're going to take. I'm going to share the youngest man in the car industry billing with you. So you have my permission to use that. So I think I stole it from somebody else. Actually, I stole it from a stand-up comic. So, along those lines, this isn't a funny subject, but it's very important and very timely. So. The science involved in this is so interesting to me that, I mean, it really, and again, I wish, and we should have probably done it maybe a little different way looking back on it, but again, all this will be available on these streams. But where you have a slide in one of the presentations that we can send to dealers where it actually shows what look like little spears, those positively charged spears that attract the negative viruses and bacteria and so on and so forth. Now, in the size of those, and I don't want to mess that up, but it's so folks, don't think of this like so you're going to sit on the seat of your car and you're going to get electrocuted. That's not happening. But there is an electromagnetic charge that's happening, and that's what effectively kills these bacteria and viruses.
It's actually the piercing of the membrane so it is pierced, and then the electrocution, is lack of a better word, is exactly what happens. Correct.
Right. But you can't feel it because I mean these.
So it's the height. Right. Is somewhere around 1/1000th of the diameter of a human hair.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to ask you next.
You're not going to trip over it, and it's not going to shock you.
Right. 1/1000th The
of
size
the
of a human hair.
diameter of the human hair,
Okay,
right?
right. Okay. All right. Got that. All right. Now, in those spikes, if you will, are we? Am I calling it the right thing? It is a spike, right? Is that kind of what we refer to it as?
Yeah, I mean, an appliance, a spike,
Right.
spear. I call it a spike
And
generally.
what is the composite of those spikes? Is it? Did I read, or is it wood and what?
So, trying to make it simpler to understand, it's not unlike sand, wood. It is a glass type.
Oh, right, right, right.
That's the best analogy without lots of syllables. Yes.
Yeah, well, you can go full syllables if you want to. So, so I mean,
I'm running on 60 minutes of sleep last night. So
yeah. Well, I'm not going to keep you much
I'm
longer.
struggling with my name.
I know. Well, yeah, yeah. Your brain bandwidth has got to be at max. That's for sure. Which I can understand and appreciate. And again, I appreciate so much your time and all the information that you've put out so far. So, I guess I guess we can wrap this up with a couple things. If you could, Jay, I don't know, number 1, 2, 3, whatever, in some sort of priority. Why is it so? Gosh, I don't know. I'd like to say that it's damn near mandatory in my mind for car dealers to have this. What could you tell our audience and why? Would you agree with, I don't know, the word mandatory? Is that right, Jay? I mean,
Well,
or are we overreacting there? Is that?
it's all voluntary, certainly.
Yeah.
And but listen, it's a very unique situation we're in.
Right.
And if you listen to the CDC, and everybody should, I think the simplest thing you can do, outside of our product anyway, is just wash your hands and don't touch your face. It's a lot of it's that simple.
Yeah.
Most of it occurs from the inhalation of very fine droplets of from somebody else.
Right.
So there's something to be said for that 6-foot perimeter that we want to stay away from. But
Right.
more importantly, the average person touches their face unknowingly, like you just did. I don't know, multiple times every minute, and in infants, children, are way worse.
Yeah.
But that's the issue. So if
Right.
you touch it on a surface and transmit it, if you have it on your outer skin, and there's no, I'm not a medical doctor by any stretch,
Right.
but washing your hands is incredibly important.
Right.